You're watching Straight Black Love Talk with your host, DC Radical One, the home of intelligent, mature relationship conversations.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Elijah Lewis. I'm coming from you at the Springfield Town Center in Springfield, Virginia for the Fall Expo. But I want to take a minute to tell you about my book, Your Jewels Are in Your Journey, Life Lessons to Get You Out to Yourself. This book is about giving us the tools we need to be our optimal self as we go about our journey. I tell everybody is that we're all on a journey, so on that journey we learn that life lessons are jewels, the people that we connect with to be better and inspire us along the way are jewels, and above all you find out that you yourself are a jewel. Because if you don't know who you are, it's hard to know where you're going. So if you're interested in learning more about me and my book or my motivational speaking, I speak on topics such as freedom from life's addictions, the reality of your vision, and many other topics. So if you want more information, go to my website, www.elijahlewis.org. You can get your copies, book me for motivational speaking, and above all, see where the journey takes you. And at the end of the day, may you find many jewels on your journey and continue to be the jewel that you are. Thank you.
Now, we're going to go and talk about AIPAC. What is AIPAC? The American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC. What does AIPAC do? AIPAC is the gangster with a whole lot of money that says, I'm going to buy you and pay you money, and you're going to make decisions that I want you to make. You're gonna do as I tell you, because I got my hands in your pockets. And they attached to people like Jeffrey Epstein, who take videos of the people that are supposed to be our representatives, and as they take those videos, they hold them hostage and say, vote as I tell you to vote. Do as I tell you to do.
I didn't even, the concept. I saw Naeem Akbar talking that black talk he gave, and I was out there telling everybody, yo, this dude gay. You remember back in the 90s, people hated me. Oh, this dude gay, man, we can't do this. You can't be up there talking black and be gay too. I was like, okay, he out the way. No, we're not doing this. I'm saying this because I did not imagine a time, little old me from Southeast, where if they tell us to take a jab, stick ourselves, I'm gonna be the only one that wanna say something. Maybe the brother out in Whitaker, brother Darren, you know, we got a few brothers, but I'm talking about like, I'm thinking whatever they tell us to do, we got black people who studied under these people, we gonna say no. Or we gonna at least wanna investigate. I'm thinking it'll always be that way. I'm thinking if somebody's pushing this stuff, R. Kelly molesting children, we're gonna deal with this dude. I'm thinking everybody's gonna agree with that because you don't mess with children.
That's right.
That's what I thought was, that's just how I thought we were. That is who we are intrinsically, but I'm saying, I didn't imagine a world where I'm saying, don't vote for this dude. It's a trick. Come on, y'all. He's a mulatto who didn't grow up around black people. He a gay dude. He gonna push homosexuality. Y'all can't see this? I'm thinking, I'm telling y'all before he get in office, what are you talking about? And people who are the hardest nosed people in African nationalism, I mean the hard ones, looking at me, nah, you can't do that, dude. Y'all don't see this? I'm actually the only one that's gonna say, yo, you don't see, and then when he gets in and does what I say he does, okay, I saw. You messed up the first time. Okay, I saw. I'm thinking, okay, but now he going back for office. He done already made gay marriage legal. Mm-hmm. All right, now you get it. The dude, I told you he was a punk, he was a gump in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I still couldn't conceive. No, dude, if you're looking for somebody else to do it, you ain't studied the lessons of history. When you're passionate and pulled to do something and can't stop, it's a message being given to you. ain't nobody coming. You gotta believe in yourself, because somebody decided that you was supposed to do something. So you can't turn it off and stop looking for people. You just gotta do what you do. We looked in the past, 1972. I was born in 1973. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 50 in December. A year before I got here, they must have known I was coming. They said, let's get this thing out here now before you get here. They did what's called the Gay Rights Platform of 1972. This is just official document, sharing information. If you read, go look it up online for yourself. They're making it difficult to find. I don't know if people have been noticing this, but things that you used to get easily go and put it on the internet and find them, you can't find this stuff no more. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff you can't find. But I'm gonna bring your attention to just one. It's a bunch of stuff. All of this aimed at children. Sex education for children, adoption, gay adoption of children. But there's one that's most important for what we're talking about today. And they break it down from the federal level and the state level. On the state level, they say every single state, they want laws repealing all laws governing the age of sexual consent. I'm gonna say that again. They want the repeal of all laws governing the age of sexual consent. Meaning a newborn baby, they want it to be legal to have sexual contact with a newborn baby. What year did I say? 1972. That's 51 years ago. Fast forward 21 years from then to 1993. In the interest of producing that result, they had right downtown, 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes if there's no traffic, go right up here, East Capitol, go all the way up the road, you run right into it. They had the 1993 Gay Rights March on Washington. Let's see what that was about.
Check one.
All right. Did y'all hear what they just said? Do I need to play that again? He said, don't play it again. He said, no, thank you. All right, I want to do this again. They said, we're young, we're queer. We're going to do what? We're going to rule the world. Now remember, 21 years before that, what did they say that they wanted for children? Repeal all laws governing the age of sexual consent. They want to have sex with children and make it totally legalized. 21 years after they said that, they said, we're young, we're queer, we're going to rule the world. That was in 93. This is 30 years after that. So they've had 30 years to say we're queer, we're going to rule the world, which at that point they said, we haven't gotten to the point where we rule the world, because if they did, they wouldn't be saying that. They would say, we're young, we're queer, and we rule the world. They didn't say that. We're young, we're queer, we're going to rule the world and have it our way.
Before the straight black pride brothers and sisters. If you are in here, let me know that you can hear me because I do not have my mic. I am your host, DC Radical One. Welcome to a special edition of SBL Talk. Yeah, excuse me, my voice is kind of I don't know what's going on. Voice is kind of sleepy. Yeah, this is a special edition of SBL Talk. I do not think I'll be joined by my co-host. I asked her earlier. She was unsure because I changed the schedule today. I wanted to do SBL Talk today. I may do the center tomorrow, I may not. Hopefully we get some more people to come in here. Excuse me. What I want to do today is recap the 9th annual Dr. Chancellor Williams Day celebration. And I just want to say that some remarks that I made yesterday, I see kind of living them out today. So before they brother, you got ripped off. Good to see you in here, brother. But today is in actuality is Dr. Chancellor Williams' birthday, and yesterday was Thomas Sankar's birthday. So, and I think next week we'll have Dr. John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben. So. But I'm thinking about maybe around the 1st or 2nd making an Ancestors Day, because we got a lot of people who born right at the end of the year, beginning of the year. So something I thought about, but I'm trying to see if some more people come in here, because if not, we'll be quick. We'll be finished by 7. I don't want to waste people's time or speak to people who aren't here. Okay, brother, you got the link. Yeah, that was just, I think what you got was just me speaking. That I don't think that was a whole event. That's unedited. I sent that to you, excuse me. As soon as I got it. Who did you speak to about the event? So for those that don't know, that may be listening or may listen later on, every year, as you see, we celebrate Dr. Chancellor Williams, who is the author of the book, The Destruction of Black Civilization. And he's buried here. Well, really, he's buried in Suitland, Maryland, but it's right across the line from Washington, D.C. The actual cemetery is probably, I'm trying to think, 1,000 feet, if that, from the line. But yeah, so okay, all right, brother. They came out. They didn't come to the breakfast, but they came out to the ceremony. So what we did, we've done the last couple of years. We had breakfast first, gathered at Busboys and Poets, which is a how can I put it? It's like a pseudo pro-black establishment, even though it's not owned by a black person. It's owned by a person that I thought was Arab, but I'm starting to suspect something else, being completely honest. Yesterday, as I was saying, we started off the day with our breakfast. Yeah, bro, definitely. He said Murphy's Law. Yeah, Murphy was probably a hat for all we know. But we had our breakfast at Busboys and Poets. We gathered there, and then we went from there to the gravesite. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Now, I shouldn't be giving them no free press. I'm gonna be completely honest. Those sweet potato pancakes, hey man, they was on point. That choice was delicious. I ain't even going front out here. Sweet potato pancakes was delicious. That it is what it is on that one. But so we had that. Well, I mean, I had that. Other people had other stuff. And then we went to the gravesite, and to make a long story short, we had almost everyone there, not everyone, took time out to find a passage in the book, The Destruction of Black Civilization, and read that passage, right? And so Brother Baba Mawali, I opened up, and then he did libation, and then I think I spoke again, then passed the mic around for people to speak, and then I closed out. So I'll be completely honest. If you haven't, how can I put it? If you never heard me speak on video, when as Baba Shaka Musa Barashango used to say, Reverend Dr. Shaka Musa Barashango used to say, when the African Holy Ghost takes over. That's basically what happened yesterday. So, but it was definitely, it was spiritually edifying for me, and I think everyone there got some value out of it. And I wanted to really use that as a jumping off point to discuss something, man, that I don't hear people talking about. And maybe people don't think it's important. And if you don't think it's important, that's why you're a slave. And what I really want to talk about is practicing sovereignty, excuse me, if I can say it, by making our own holy days, right? We have holidays from the European, and we have been like convinced that this stuff has always been here and that we should celebrate it because we're here, or for religious reasons or things like that. But when you really look into the history of a lot of stuff, and I would definitely recommend getting Dr. Shaka Musa Barashango's book, African People and European Holidays and Mental Genocide. What we will see is that the same way, like, I remember back in the day, the same way people will say, you talk about Kwanzaa back in the day, people were like, oh, that's made up. Man, Christmas is made up, right? Like people, I remember when I mean, a teenager, when I was first getting the knowledge, right? And it was crazy. So Christmas is supposed to be the celebration of the birth of Jesus, right? Okay, cool. If you're a Christian, that makes sense. It makes complete and total sense. Before they straight black pride, the brother plant-based and pro-black. So that makes total sense, right? But when you start doing the research, yeah, bro. I know he's supposed to be an Arab, but I got a sneaky suspicion that he's masquerading. Let's just put it like that. I have no evidence. I just have that suspicion. What was I going to say? Man, I totally lost my train of thought. But no, as far as like sovereignty, as far as making our own holy days, and us thinking that these holidays that they have a celebrating value. Yeah, I was talking about Christmas, for example. So Christmas is supposed to be celebration of the birth of Jesus. All right, cool. You're a Christian. That makes sense. But What does the tree have to do with it? Nothing. What do the excessive commercialization have to do with it? Nothing. What does like all the things that we see now, what do they have to do with the birth of Jesus? Nothing, right? Like nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? If we're being completely honest. Just like you get to Easter, and you know what I'm saying, it's supposed to be a religious holiday, but you got Easter eggs and all types of wild stuff. What does that have to do with Jesus? Nothing. So, I mean, when we look at it, right, all the things that we think of as legitimate, quote unquote, holidays, none of them really are really legitimate, or they're not being practiced in their original form. So, for example, what does Kris Kringle and Santa Claus and all that, elves and all, what they got to do with anything, right? And I'm a posit of theory, because a lot of this stuff comes out of Germany and out of Europe, as far as like the stuff that's around Christmas now that doesn't have anything to do with Jesus. I'm a positive theory. So my theory is that there's some people that don't believe in Jesus who added all this extra stuff to Christmas to commercialize it so that they could make money and also disrespect Jesus at the same time. Now, what group of people would that be? Nope, wouldn't be Arabs, wouldn't be black people. Exactly, y'all know what it is. So I just want to put that on the table, man, because I know whenever we talk about Kwanzaa or people don't know anything about Moja Karamu, so you ain't got to argue with people about that. Or Thanksgiving, or whatever. We're under this spell that we have to celebrate these holidays because the Europeans give us a day off. Now, I've worked a lot of jobs where I don't even be taking these days off, right? I'll be like, oh, time and a half, double time and a half. Oh yeah, nah, I'll be there. 12-hour shift, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know what I'm saying, I haven't never really celebrated this stuff. But actually a boiling pot of excrement, that, But anyway, I just want to say that we don't have to lock ourselves into things that are culturally against our nature. So I wanted to speak on a brother pro black and plant-based. Yeah, that's it's the candy canes, I think, that dealing with what you're talking about as far as like luring in the children and devouring them and all this old wild stuff. So yeah, man, a lot of this stuff has secret satanic type of connections, and that's why I recommend the book. The brother put it up here, so I can put it up. Dr. Shaka Musa Barashango, African People and European Holidays, A Mental Genocide, books 1, 2, and I believe 3. If you are not familiar with that, you might want to get familiar with that. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of the book. But I guess most of our people don't even know, or they don't think about it, because you just happen to have a day off and to do the same things that we've been doing since enslavement. Speaking of enslavement, let me say this real quick. I was looking at somebody's page, right? And they were saying that we weren't enslaved. Man, listen, I'm getting extremely tired. I'm talking about exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Of Negroes trying to find their way out of having been enslaved. I'm serious. Listen, man. I'm just gonna say this very clearly, and I don't care who. I believe there is a book 3, brother. I do believe there's a book 3, but this is book 1. I think there's African World Press, and I think they are the original publisher, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. This menticidal idea that we were already here, slavery happened in reverse, and now y'all saying slavery didn't even happen at all. So I don't know what you call. So if you were here and you got dominated, and we see people on the plantation, I don't know what y'all calling that, right? But I'm gonna keep it 100. You're just a bunch of cowards, man. It's all coward talk because you don't want to do what's necessary to really get free. I saw somebody talking about, oh, it's a spiritual war. It is a spiritual war. It's a spiritual war. It's a psychological war. It's a physical war. It's a biological war. As Baba Cambone say, an electromagnetic war. They're using, did I say chemical? And even a medicinal war where they're using medical technology, nanotechnology, cloning. Right? Now, I know a lot of this stuff sounds ridiculous, but think about it. They cloned Dolly the sheep, what, 30 years ago? Yeah, I mean, we don't have no idea what they're doing with that technology. Except we know they're not using it to benefit black people. I can tell you that much. But this idea, man, that, oh man, XYZ didn't happen, and we ain't African and this and that. Please shut up. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired today. I can't get as animated as I was. Please just shut your cowardly mouth. What they say on the internet now? SYBAU. Ain't that it, brother? You got Rico? SYBAU. Y'all can translate. Y'all know what I mean. Like this coward talk, man. It makes me exhausted. Like I can barely keep my eyes open because Negroes, man, will come up with any excuse. Just say that you love your Rugu and you ain't going nowhere and you going down with the ship. Just say that. Don't try to come up with all this fancy talk and come up with all these various theories about this, that, and the other. Miss me with all that, man. Just say you love your Rugu and you going down with the ship. That's it. That's all. I mean, we understand. We know it's some people that hate themselves. But this man, the stuff these Negroes be saying, man. What did your parents teach you? Like real talk. I'm gonna be completely honest. Tell the truth. Our grandparents that didn't teach us what they really did with these Europeans, what they really went through with these Europeans. I'm gonna tell you, bro, they made a grave mistake. They made a grave mistake because Negroes, I mean, I've never seen a time in my life where Negroes love Europeans. Now, you gotta understand, I grew up when I was a little kid, MTV was a thing, and they were introducing us basically to white people music and white people culture. And so before Cosby Show and before stuff, man, we didn't have nothing really, because the 70s was over. You know what I'm saying? Even like when they would make a show like Man Called Hawk, I think that show lasted 1 year, one season, maybe. Right? And with all that, he still wasn't in love with these Europeans as these Negroes are now. It was not one single solitary person running around talking about slavery never happened. Wasn't nobody saying that. Or slavery happened in reverse and all this old wild stuff. Because if you go back to that time, for example, my great grandfather was a sharecropper, right? So I can trace him back to, yeah, right around 1900. His father would have been born in like the 1870s, and his father would have been right in the midst of slavery. So you can't tell me that ain't, nothing about that. Wasn't no slavery that didn't exist. So, and whatever you talking about, man, it's disrespectful to our ancestors. It's disrespectful to our ancestors that were sharecroppers. It's disrespectful to our ancestors that was enslaved. It's disrespectful to our ancestors that was kidnapped, violated, tortured, brutalized, and who made all of that, made it through all of that. And they could have jumped overboard, right? They could have committed suicide, right? They could have, drowned themselves, or, it's a lot of stuff. But they endured so that we would be here. They dreamed of being free every day. And let's be honest, some of our ancestors dreamed of getting their hands around the neck of the slave monster. So we don't like to talk about that dream. I ain't talking about the dream Martin Luther King had. I'm talking about the dream the revolutionaries had, right? The dream of putting their hands around the necks of their enemy. And so it's very disrespectful, man, to sit around and say that this stuff didn't happen. You're going to tell Dr. John Henry Clark, who was born in Alabama around the turn of the century, that there wasn't no slavery when literally the generation before him was enslaved? His two generations before him, his grandparents would have been enslaved more than likely. So you're going to tell him ain't no slavery, right? Like, I mean, come on, man. We got to stop the BA. That's all I'm going to say. Brother, you got ripped off says what we're experiencing today with Negroes is the absolute absence of racial pride. You see this right here. It says the absolute absence of racial pride. This allows people to have children and depend upon the system to raise and rear their children with the belief that the youth will make it out on their own. Well, bro, you said a mouthful then. That's all I'm gonna say. You said a mouthful. The thing about it is, Amos Wilson told us years ago that our enemies are not gonna put our children before their children. He said that years ago. And I'm gonna be honest, everything I hear from people who are educators, everything that they say, the public food system, as some people call it, is somehow ridiculously worse than it's ever been, which is saying something, because goodness. I mean, there are Europeans who have gone to the Supreme Court to protect their children from all the rainbow and pedophilic stuff that's put into the schools. Well, people aren't even being educated. They being a lot of, especially black boys, are being diseducated. They're not being miseducated. They're being turned off from learning altogether. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's amazing to me that in a few short years, I'll say 5 years from before the pandemic, we've gone from people being pro-black and African-centered and all this other stuff, BB48 to Brother Tony, to slavery never happened in 5 short years. Now to me, that would be a much worse situation, because if you're saying that, oh, I was always here and this my land, here's the problem militarily, right? Because I deal with a lot of stuff, look at it militarily. Here's the reality of the situation based upon that presupposition. That means you're going to have to defeat approximately 300 million Europeans and untold millions of Hispanics to claim a land that is virtually barren and desolate compared to the African continent. I mean, that makes sense militarily. Because maybe you can get 20 million people to believe in that nonsense, but they ain't gonna fight for nothing. So what's the methodology of reclaiming your land that these people want? What methodology they plan to use? I'm listening. I'm here. Let me know. Right? So the arguments are ridiculous. It's just a sign of cowardice. You don't want to do what's necessary to get free. I don't see no way around it. So, like I was saying, a basic part of sovereignty is establishing your own high holy days. And so, one of our high holy days that we established, I can, let me see if I can go right here real quick. Is Moja Karamu, which just passed, right? Moja Karamu means unity feast. And I wanted to just bring this up just to let people know for future reference. You missed it this year if you don't know about it. And the Moja Karamu was originated by Dr. Edward Sims in 1971. And it is basically it's a replacement for Thanksgiving. So some people celebrate it on the fourth Sunday in November, but Baba Zulu Ujamashule, I always celebrate with him, and he does it the day after Thanksgiving. So that Friday, that fourth Friday, and as a replacement for Thanksgiving. Again, this is something that's been going on for 44 years. What it does is it centers around our story. So it doesn't center around any pilgrims and Indians or any of that stuff. It centers around our story. And what you have is a discussion, in essence, telling our story, and it's broken down into 5 parts. And it starts off with the black part, which represents black families before slavery, black families on the continent before slavery. And so there's a passage that is written about that time period, and then symbolic food is taken in. So usually, I'm trying to think, usually Baba Zulu serves black eyed peas. They're usually unseasoned, right? And then from there, you go on to the next period, which is the period of enslavement and the scattering of the black family. So this is the period of whiteness and death. And so the food that is served after the reading of the passage is bland white rice, right? And that's symbolic of the enslavement period. And then you get to a third reading of the passage, and it talks about the liberation from slavery. So the red is symbolic of the blood, and some people use wine, but other people use grape juice. I'm trying to think what else you could use, but I believe Baba Zulu, they serve grape juice, which is not actually red. That's why I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, that actually ain't red, but whatever. And then the fourth period, you have the reading of a passage dealing with civil rights and black power movement era, and that is green, and usually unseasoned greens are given out in small quantity, and that is partaken of. And the last part is gold, which implies the hope for the future, the rising of a new day. And usually cornbread is served with that. And as it says here, you also, really before all of this, you start off with libation. And like I said, the historical reading. And so that is Umoja Karamu. I haven't found a book on it, but I'll have to ask Baba Zulu, where can I find a book, or where can I get the passages that he uses? I have wanted to do it before they do the short entertainment. It's short. Okay. I want to get the readings from him, because I did want to expand it out. I guess maybe SBPM could have it on that Sunday after he has his on that Friday. But this is something I would encourage our people to look into. Umoja Karamu is really a beautiful. I forgot I had video, but it's really let me see if I can find that video before I got disconnected and all my videos went kaput. But I did have a video that just shows it was at a church, and it's a real quick video. So if I can find that, I'm going to put that up, and you can just get a glimpse of what Umoja Karamu looks like, especially at a big venue. And when I went to it this year at Baba Zulu's, it was it was a nice crowd. It was a bigger crowd than I thought. So yeah, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna play this. It's probably like 2 minutes long, and then I'll go in and finish speaking about Umoja Karamu. So let me see real quick. Let me pause this music, and there we go.
spiritual truth is the greatest offering the black family can ever give to the new nation.
We must remember our brothers and sisters who refuse to eat the food of their captives.
Now we must look to the future for whatever it brings.
Our hope is built on spiritual truth.
We must put our inner commitment to liberation in a higher position than just slogans, cliches, and African clothing.
It's nation time. We are the people, it's nation time. This is the movement, it's nation time. The future is clear, it's nation time. The united black family must decide its demands and responsibilities. It's nation time.
So yeah, brothers and sisters, that's a quick representation of what a Motor Karamu can look like, and that's like a 10-year-old video from a church, I think Trinity Church, in Chicago. So shout out to them. I got that video from them. But it just goes to show that one thing that I try to tell people is we can implement our cultural holidays and not offend anyone as far as their religion, because the cultural holidays supersede religion. Like, religion is not really not a factor in whether or not you celebrate these holidays. So a Mojo Karamu, you can be Christian, Muslim, you can be, whatever, Hindu, whatever people are, celebrate that, right? If you don't want to, like, you can really be Hebrew Israelite, and you don't even have to. You can take the African part out and do whatever your Hebrew thing is. So it really, you can tailor it to your own belief, and the fact that it's done in church. Church people don't have no problem with it. So that's why, like, events like this, right? For example, our Dr. Chancellor Williams Day. Dr. Chancellor Williams nominally was a Christian, but you don't have to be a Christian to come out and enjoy Dr. Chancellor Williams Day and celebrate our ancestors. So it would be, in reality, it's just like celebrating a family member that has passed on. And so I just tell people that, because we come up with so many excuses not to honor our own blackness and not to celebrate our own ancestors and not to tap into our own culture. Like, we're scared to death of our black selves, man. It's really sad and pathetic. To be completely honest, man. It's really sad and pathetic. So for those, I guess I should recap for those who did not hear how the Dr. Chancellor Williams Day went yesterday. I don't know why I'm trying to make today Tuesday, but what we did, we came together. Actually, I was the last person. I was late. We came together at a restaurant in Southeast DC, and we had breakfast there, which I'm not gonna lie, was excellent. And then, we fellowshipped and talked and spoke about some things, and then we went out to the gravesite in Maryland, literally right across the line in Suitland, Maryland, Lincoln Memorial Cemetery. And we went out, and Baba Omawale I did the intro, Baba Omawale did the libation. And then we read passages from the Destruction of Black Civilization. And y'all have to forgive me. I meant to find the Destruction of Black Civilization. That's what I was supposed to be doing. I can't even blame brother. You got ripped off because I ain't telling him. Oh man. Yeah, I was supposed to be reading or finding some passages to read from the book. And that's what I'm going to do real quick. Or that's what I'm going to attempt to do. See if I can find a PDF. And then we can read it together. Or at least part of it. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got here? And I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I don't know if y'all remember. I was this been a long time ago. Years ago. Oops. I messed up. Years ago, I was posting a page of the book, right? Okay. This only got parts of it. Oh well. But yeah, I was a page a day of the destruction of Black civilization. Now that's probably been 8 years ago, I think. And so people really, they started like looking forward to it. But I'm gonna be honest, it is difficult to it's difficult to do something like that and continue it day after day after day after day after day. Like, it is extremely difficult. I can't even tell you. What is this? This is something I gotta do an account to this and that and blah blah blah. And I am good. So looks like we may not find that PDF after all, which is disappointing. I know if I give really you got ripped over a chance, I know he'll find it. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. But yeah, I think this book is needed more than any book anywhere on earth for Black people, because right now we are struggling mightily. But I'm determined to find. I'm gonna find this PDF. We're gonna read this book, brothers and sisters. I don't care about all you here to do it. We're gonna read this book. What was that? What was that movie you like? You gonna eat your cornbread? Yeah, I'm gonna eat my cornbread. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read this book. Let's see. Here we go. We are almost to, I think it's page 318. I think. Let me see. The view from the bridge. Let's see. Man, I'm close. Or maybe it's 310. Is 310? Man, I'm trying to find a particular passage and I cannot find it. But I have found the book. So that's something. So anyway, let me get back. What is that on your way home to where your book is? Hey man, it's all good. Like I said, I was hoping Sister Najee would show up, but she told me she probably wasn't gonna be available. So it is what it is about that. So let me. I did want to talk about Kwanzaa too. Like, everybody's familiar with Kwanzaa. Well, here's what everybody is not familiar with, right? A lot of people, they don't celebrate Kwanzaa because all of a sudden they got morals and they don't like Malana Karenga. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't no real big fan of Malana Karinga, and just be completely honest. Because I lean more toward the Panthers than towards what he was part of, us organization, right? And, I got my questions about him, but, I got an elder that respects him, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But what I wanted to talk about is a little known fact about Kwanzaa. Yes, Ron Karinga in California came up with the idea of Kwanzaa, and he sketched out his idea and gave it to a couple of students with him, because he wasn't a doctor at the time. But the person that is most responsible for the current form of Kwanzaa and really did the legwork and came up and with the information for it to be formatted and celebrated the way that it is, and help propagate it by having the celebrations before, around the city, right? So that really made this thing pop off is the mama that's on the page here. So I just wanted to read a little bit of this information so we can avoid this information, right? So it says the mother of Kwanzaa, Sister Makina Sebeko Kuate, right? She transitioned February 4th, 2017. Did you know this ancestor was a descendant of Virginia African slaves? The Renaissance woman, Queen Mother Makina, is responsible for the establishment of Kwanzaa as a 7-day ritual ceremony for African people beginning in December of 1967. She went to Africa and studied their African harvest festivals. She's the fourth generation of a pioneering African-American family descended from Madagascar and Tanzania. Her more recent ancestors were freed from Virginia, enslavement in Virginia, and migrated to California before the Civil War. Sister Makina followed proudly in the tradition of her freedom-fighting ancestors. It was as president of the student body that she and 10 members went to a Black student conference at UCLA, where Maulana Karinga attended. He gave Sister Makina a mimeographed sheet of paper with ideas on a new Black holiday called Kwanzaa, and this is how she spelled it, with one A at the time. When the students returned to Oakland, Sister Makina hosted one of the first Bay Area Kwanzaas in her home. When she graduated with honors from Merritt College, she began taking Kwanzaa around the world. Sister Makina traveled to 36 American states and 13 African nations to share her knowledge. She became widely recognized as an individual who was instrumental in spreading traditional community Kwanzaa celebrations throughout Northern California, the United States, Europe, Africa, and Mexico. And so I wanted to bring that up because basically the sister's been written out of history. Nobody talks about her at all. Like, she gets almost like no credit. You know what I'm saying? And so, Karinga has taken all the credit, has monetized it and made a living out of it. Meanwhile, the sister did literally all the work. It was just Jazz D said actually she came up with it. Well, I've heard different stories, right? So I heard that basically what it says here, that he gave her, he was like, hey, this is the idea I got, what you think, type of thing. And basically came up with the name, but actually everything after that, for the most part, she did the work on. You know what I'm saying? So that's like how you interpret it. If I come up with a name for something, but you fill out all the ideas, who came up with it? You see what I'm saying? So that's how I take it. But Nonetheless, the point remains is that the mama has been virtually written out of history. Now it says, then in 1971, Sister McKenya led a group of committee members and members of the Berkeley Youth Alternative on a summer automobile expedition through several states of the U.S. to spread the word to sisters and brothers who would embrace that word and become leaders and teachers for the old yet new tradition in their respective communities. Give thanks that there were sisters and brothers like this in all regions of the country doing work like this to bring forth that which our ancestors were or intent upon us knowing. Give thanks for those who over the last 45 years have had our hearts and souls say to us, Kwanzaa and Nguzo Saba is something sacred for and from the souls of African people. And let me just say this. This is something that I've always said. Brother, you got Rick saying Madagascar and Tanzania both had revolutions this year. Indeed. You know, you can say what you want about Karinga or and what you think about Kwanzaa and so forth, so on. But I'm gonna be completely honest. If we implemented the principles of Kwanzaa, we'd be better off. That's just a fact. We can argue about a lot of other stuff, right? We can say a lot of other things, but if we implemented the principles as Black people in America, we'd be better off. And I think that's something that we don't like to talk about. We hate to talk about implementing the principles. We hate to talk about doing the things that would be beneficial for us. We really hate to do anything that would be progressive. And we love to come up with excuses about why we can't, why we won't, why we shouldn't do something Black, right? But nobody, I mean, people still had turkey on a month ago, and people still don't have turkey, ham, bacon, whatever else, you know what I'm saying, whatever else people have on Christmas. What's that? 2 days from now, 3 days from now, right? People gonna still shop at Target and Walmart and wherever else people supposed to be boycotting or whatever is supposed to be going on. You're still gonna be doing that. But when you say, hey man, let's do something Black, and people got a million excuses not to be Black, right? And that's all I'm saying with it. Stop being cowards. Stop with the self-hatred. Stop with the Negro-dom. Please. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't finish the article. Let me finish this off. It says, it ain't his, it's ours. Says the message, especially for those who might be vulnerable to the writings of the anti-Karinga, anti-Kwanzaa, anti-African devotees who emerge every December to spew their wretched venom again and again. Their laundry list of what they perceive to be irreconcilable flaws in his character and this quote-unquote made-up celebration. Like, what is there on earth that humans do that isn't quote-unquote made up? Give thanks that Karinga and his colleagues had strength of heart and soul and intelligence enough to hear and heed, respect, and revere what was being given to bring forth Kwanzaa and Nguzo Saba. My response to the messages of the detractors is this. If you believe that God can use a jackass to present a deliverance message to a troubled people, as reported in Judeo-Christian teachings, surely the Creator and our ancestors can make use of Karinga and his colleagues with whatever imperfections they may or may not have had to speak to the hearts and souls of Africans in America who were or are troubled by the racist inhumanity and malignant neglect that is a major byproduct of Eurocentric African culture. I'm gonna need my biblical scholars to explain to me the jackass, talking jackass. That's in the Bible? Because I'm not familiar with that. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, he caught me off guard with that, but I'm like, wait, what? So a talking donkey It's in the Bible. No, I'm serious. Am I tripping? Like that's a thing? Or is he on point with that, or he making up stuff? Anybody? You know what? Can't nobody help me out with that? Cause that I missed that part. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't consider myself a biblical scholar, but I don't. It sounds wild, but that don't mean it ain't in the Bible, because there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that sound wild if you read the whole thing, you know. So yeah, so that's that. And brother, you got Rippo says, if we implement the principles of Kwanzaa, we instill racial pride in Negroes are scared of revolution. Woo boy, man, listen, man. You said a mouthful. You said a mouthful, brother, and that may be the issue right there. It says in the Bible, a donkey speaks to its owner, Balaam, in the book of Numbers. Well, here we are. All right, we ain't making up stuff. It's in the Bible, which is shocking. So, all right, if you can believe in a talking donkey, right? If you can believe in a talking donkey, then you can believe that slavery happened. Because I ain't gonna lie, that one got me off guard. Anyway, let me say real quick. I am your host, DC Radical 1. You can follow me on Instagram at DC.Radical1, at Twitter at DC_OND, on OTW2 at DC Radical 1. If you are enjoying this information and you would like to help the show, you can donate via Cashapp, $ DC Radical 1. And you can email me at dc.radical_1 at protonmail.com. If you have like a show idea or a question or something like that. Like, I can still do the Ask DC videos, but nobody asks questions anymore, so it is what it is. And brother, you got ripped off says, the passage states that the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and it said to Balaam, what have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times? Okay. So Balaam was abusing the donkey, and the Lord said, hey man, you know, all this violence is not necessary. First of all, I'm gonna just be honest. I would, whatever else the Lord got to say, I would have missed it, because I would have ran away. Because the animals talking, something's wrong. That's just, you know what I'm saying? We get to the point of talking animals, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm running away. You know what I'm saying? I'm running away. I'm not going to sit around here and wait for talking animals. I'm just not going to do it, because I don't. Animals ain't supposed to be talking. That's it. What you want me to say? You know? I don't know what else to say in regards to that. Oh man, that is crazy. So thank you for that, brother. You got ripped off. Let's see, I can close out the emoji. And oh yeah, Black Love Day. Hold on, let me look up Black Love Day. This Black Love Day is an alternative to Valentine's Day, right? The New York Times did an article on Black Love Day. Wow. So let me see what this article says here. The Black Information Network. All right. So y'all want to check this out with me? We're going to go to. Bro, you got jokes talking about this Eddie Murphy. It's Eddie Murphy donkey. Hey man, donkey talking like Eddie Murphy in real life is crazy work. I'm still running away because Eddie Murphy was lunching. So it says Black Love Day, embracing everything black ahead of Valentine's Day. So I think this is written a year ago. It says nothing like a day dedicated to celebrating Black love. Black Love Day falls on February 13th every year since it was founded in 1993. The spiritual holiday is rooted in African cultures and ideas and aims to complete the 5 tenets to practice love toward the Creator, love of self, love of family, within the Black community, and for the Black race for 24 hours. We encourage people on this day to do something very simple. Just demonstrate love for 24 hours and celebrate and atone, offer forgiveness to ourselves and to others, and to accept the very important tenets. That's from Ayo Hindi, the founder and director of the African American Holiday Association. I'm not sure. I think Mama passed recently, but I don't want to say for sure because I don't want to put that in the atmosphere if I'm just completely and totally wrong. Participants also say the greeting Nia Akoma, which means get a heart, be patient, return to love. You can also, or actually, I guess it's Naya Akoma. Nia is a totally different word. Naya Akoma. You can also display the Akoma that in a Dinka symbol representing love, patience, goodwill, faithfulness, and endurance. What does celebrating Black love look like? It can take many forms. The African American, wait a minute, what is it? The AAHA, they just told me what it was. African American Holiday Association, excuse me. A website suggests participating in Black community events, supporting Black-owned businesses, reflection, and other actions. Sometimes it can also be as simple as hanging out with friends and posting on social media about your appreciation and love for Black culture, and I would say Black people, because there's a lot of people that love Black culture, but they don't love Black people, and we don't want to be those people. Yeah, your born day is on the 14th? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know to tell you, bro. Yeah, I don't know to tell you. But yeah, I know I ain't got that many people in here, but how many people were familiar with Black Love Day before I just read about it? Y'all can let me know. And of course, as y'all know, we have Straight Black Pride Movement has celebrated Dr. Chancellor Williams Day for 9 years, and we've also celebrated Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad Day on January 12th of every year. I really want to get back to having a venue and honoring Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I'm just not sure how much support I can get for that. So I'm gonna ask y'all now. I'm probably not gonna be able to do it because it's only 3 weeks. But if I were to do that because this would be free, it wouldn't be like a full-on lecture or nothing. It would be something smaller than that. But how many people would be willing to watch that online, y'all? You know, you can put your ones up for that. And that would be January, the week of January 12th. So basically, I think a lot of times whatever Martin Luther King's holiday is, a lot of times we do it on that day. So we just erase Dr. King and replace him with Dr. Khalid. You know what I'm saying? Who's much more in line with our mode of thinking. So y'all let me know. I see A1 from Sydney. Greetings, Sydney, brother Sydney. Hard to tell. I don't know that green right there. Didn't show up very well for whatever reason. So yeah, brother, you got ripped off. What you laughing about? The birthday or us replacing putting Dr. Khalid over Dr. King? Yeah, man. Come on, man. Anyway, says 2020 exposed a reckoning over hot issues like health equity, racial justice, economic equality, policing, politics, education, competition for limited resources, and just living while black, Handy Candy said in a press release, insane polarization, fighting, killing over survival ideologies sprawled to our streets and even into the nation's capital. The 28th Black Love Day will share hope, strengthen Black people's resilience, that Black Lives Matter, and fortify our unity and our diversity. Now, let me stop right here. We got to be careful with this type of teaching. But first of all, supporting Black Lives Matter is crazy. We already know Black Lives Matter. We don't have to sit around and say that. But we can show that our Black Lives Matter by not killing each other. We can show our Black Lives Matter by not beating each other. We can show our Black Lives Matter by not violating our children, or allowing our children to be violated by Negroes and degenerates. We can show that Black Lives Matter by not abusing our women, right? We can show that Black Lives Matter by supporting each other economically. We can show that Black Lives Matter by supporting the Black people who are pro-Black instead of the integrationists, coons, and Negroes and entertainers, right? So if we want to talk about Black Lives Matter, let's have some action and not just some talking, right? So now, again, what time is it? It's almost 7:30. I'm gonna be off of here by 8. Again, for those who just showed up, I am your host, DC Radical 1. You can follow me on Instagram at DC.Radical1, Twitter at DC_Radical_ONE, or OTW2 at DC Radical 1, which is a Black-owned platform. Almost forgot. And if you'd like to support, you can donate via Cashapp, $ DC Radical 1. And you can email me at dc.radical_1 at protonmail.com. So we say, hey man, brother, you got ripped off saying something that's gonna get the show put off. But he's right though. I ain't saying anything wrong. I'm just saying, you could defend yourself. That's what I was saying. We could defend ourselves. So I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna show a video from a previous Dr. Chancellor Williams Day, but I'm gonna be completely honest. We don't have the viewers to make me show the video. So if we get the viewers, if we double the number of viewers that I'm looking at right now, because right now all of a sudden we're in single digits. So we basically had half of what we were topped out at. If those half of people, that group of people, that number of people, if they come back, I'll show the video. If they don't, I won't show the video. And I'll probably be off here in the next 18 minutes. But why am I saying that it's important to do what really, not just straight Black Pride, what we done, but what Dr. Edward Sims did, what Ayo Handy Candy did, with making our own Black holy days. The reason is because, and I think Amilcar Cabral said this, and I can't find it anywhere, but I remember reading it multiple times. You can measure a people's readiness for revolution and liberation by how far away their culture is from their oppressors. If you celebrate the same holidays, because let's be realistic, we're already here. We speak the same language. Speak the same language. If we speak the same language and we eat the same foods and we celebrate the same holidays and we enjoy the same things, then demonstrably there is no difference between our culture and the general European culture. Because we even get into degeneracy that they get into. Not just sexual backwardness between people, but sexual backwardness with all types of non-people things and creatures that you shouldn't be interacting with, right? I ain't gonna lie. Because people always sending me stuff. Hey man, listen, hey, before you send me something, right? Those of you, especially on Instagram, before you send me something or you shoot me an email, warn me, man, that this stuff is not safe. Not only is it not safe for work, but it ain't even safe to look at during the daylight. So it's like every now and then, man, y'all send me something that's wild, and I'll be like, what in the? Like as soon as I open it up, I'm like, oh, kind of jump back. Come on, man, give me a warning. Say, hey, bro, hey, this is wild. Did you see this? Right? But somebody sent me something with a sister doing something real unsavory stuff. I'm like, come on, man. What in the? Come on, man. Seriously, like what the fuck? Like, yo, you know, come on. I'm saying, like, I appreciate that y'all been trying to make me aware and hip to what's going on, but seriously, warn me before you said like the really wild, risque stuff and be like, man, did you see this? That's all I ask, right? Brother, you got Rico says the irony is that all these political identities tie the black race to America does not elude me. No, exactly. All of it is just integration. It's just integration in a different form. And so I was going to send out, because I had made a video of me speaking at one of the Chancellor Williams Day at one of the events previous earlier this month, and I don't know hey man, hey, yeah, brother Mark, you gotta watch brother Marcus, bro. That's you gotta watch him, man. Yeah, he will send you some. You gotta watch him. You gotta see. He'll send you some wild stuff. That's my brother though. He's a good brother. But yeah, man, that's all I'm saying. More. But what was I getting ready to say? I'm trying to think. Is that? I think that's all of the black holidays that I know of, except for the Day of Atonement, which I don't rock with that no more. October 16th, the anniversary of the Million Man March, the so-called Day of Atonement. I don't rock with that no more because, I've already shown y'all, Mr. Farrakhan saying to my LGBTQ family and all that, right? So that's what made me stop that. Like I even celebrated it after, Dr. Colin and everything, and Dr. Ben wasn't allowed at the Million Man March. But at some point you just gotta say, yeah, I'm good on that. And that's what I have done with that. But it's still, you could point to it as a day. I'm not actually sure on the times where there's not a public gathering. I'm not sure what you're actually supposed to be doing on the Day of Atonement. But I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna find these videos so I can show y'all why I do not celebrate this. Because I can see some people being like, man, well, how you gonna celebrate your stuff? You gonna celebrate nobody else's stuff? And that's not true. I celebrate Kwanzaa. I celebrate Moja Karama. I just don't celebrate the Day of Atonement no more. And if I can find this video, I will show y'all why. And then we won't have to argue anymore. Right? So let me see. Let me see if I can find Minister Farrakhan here. If I can find him, I'll show you. And if not, I guess I won't. Even though I thought I had it here. By the way, real quick, to let y'all know, in the next couple of weeks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, y'all gonna start seeing clips from a couple of interviews that Brother Genie has done. I don't know how many of you all, because I put the clips up, how many of you all remember Brother Genie's Brother Jeannie's interview with Jake Shields, the European Jake Shields, the MMA fighter that he got a big platform. Yeah. Brother Jeannie went and did another interview with him recently, and that should be out. Let's see. Maybe the beginning of the year. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe the beginning of the year. And so be on the lookout for that. And when I get a hold of it, I will put some clips up, and I'll let you all know where you can find the whole one. Because right now, being completely honest, I'm not sure. Because I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what was said and what isn't said. So I don't know if it can go up on YouTube, or they'll chop it up like they did before, or if it won't go up on YouTube at all and it'll be on some other platform. But I'll let you all know that, because I have no idea what would take place with that. Before they straight black pride to Brother Dessalines. But, sometime in the next couple of weeks, I would say. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay, all right. Let me hold on. I'm gonna show y'all why, because I wanted some video evidence documentation. I'm gonna show y'all why I no longer celebrate the Day of Atonement, even though I went to the original Million Man March and was there early in the morning and was there all day and was excited about it. But I'm going to show y'all why I don't deal with it. This is one of the reasons, right? This was the original reason. This was the one that made me, I literally was putting on my jacket, and then I took my jacket off and sat down. I just literally sat down at my grandmother's house. So check this out. See if y'all remember this.
That we're here is a clear sign. Greetings, family. Greetings, family. My name is Cleo Monago. I'm the founder of the Black Men's Exchange in New York, Harlem, Los Angeles, and Atlanta. That we're here is a clear sign that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was very serious about inclusion. Our family is very diverse, and as a result of us not being inclusive of that diversity, sometimes we have had conflict that has compromised our potential as a people to be powerful. So I'm here to bring the perspective of a black man who's a same gender loving black man. And these brothers on my side are part of the organization as well, and there's many of us out in the audience. As we plan for the political and economic strengthening of our communities so that the framework for the Million More movement is not vulnerable to conflict, we have to take care of our people, because movements are made up of people. Parallel to the minister's brilliant plan, I suggest that there be mental health and restoration intervention for black people, because many of us need it. We need culture affirmation courses, because many of us do not know who we are. We need healing opportunities, particular to the black experience, that explicitly acknowledges our diversity, which would include same-gender loving sisters and brothers, non-religious folks, powerful women, people who are differently able physically, and others loyal to black unity, life, and success. That I'm up here indicates that the minister was very serious about us all coming together finally. I too am often called a black nationalist, particularly by the white gay community, because I don't identify with their way of framing us in this world. I don't have much time to talk to you. I wanted to talk about black manhood and how that affects us as black men in this world and turn us against us, because a lot of us are confused about who we are as black men, but there's much.
So yeah, that was as much as I could say. That was Cleo Monago, a openly a pro homosexual activist who masquerades as being pro-black and calls himself the gay Malcolm X. You heard what I said, right? He calls himself the gay Malcolm X. So that was, and yeah, brother, he trying to tell us about black manhood. And let me tell you something. I remember, because this person's still around, he's still active. I was, me and another brother, actually Jeannie sent us to an event to see what was going on. This is when Daisy Coco was in charge of, was the spokesperson for Yamala Yesatelli's group, right? So we went up there to see what was going on, right? And in the front row was Cleo Monago. And I thought he was with a girl because he was up there with somebody that had booty shorts on and braids in their hair. And that person turned around, it was a whole dude, fam. And this probably been almost 10 years ago now. So this is the type of stuff that they've been using to destroy our movements. And again, that Cleo Monago clip, that was not from the what was that, 2020? What year was that, the Millions More movement when Minister Farrakhan said to our LGBTQ family? This was like 10 years before that. So it's been a long process of trying to inculcate homophilia into our movement. And so I just wanted to show, y'all asked me, well, if you could support Kwanzaa, how come you can't support that? Because nobody has come out and said, hey man, I don't like that part. You said, wasn't it in, I thought it was 2010, but I could be wrong. Because all I remember was taking off my jacket and sitting down after my grandmother was like, hey, your people was out there. And I was like, oh, wait, word? And then, oh, they're downtown, I'm gonna go downtown. Like literally, like I'm saying, I was grabbing my jacket going out the door. And then I saw that dude, Cleo Monago, talking about same gender loving. And then I didn't know what he was talking. You ever heard somebody say something and you don't know what they're saying, but you know you don't like it? That's how I was. I was like, what did same gender loving? Like it sounded weird. No, I don't even have that clip, bro. I don't have that clip. So yeah, so that's why. And I try to tell people, like, they're like, man, how come y'all don't work with these people or that people? Because all of them are homophiles. I don't care who they are. It's a lot of little different groups in DC. All of them are homophiles, right? That's why I don't work with them. I'm not working with no homophiles and pedos. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't care what's going on. If we got to all die because I stand on this principle, then guess what? You better get a lot of burial plots, because I'm gonna stand on the principle. What Dr. Collins said, you can get 1 million people to show up if you don't stand on the principle. If you don't, as young people say, if you don't stand on business, you can get everybody to show up, right? Do I have that Dr. Collins clip? Let me see if I got that Dr. Collins clip where he talks about that. Hopefully I can find it, because if I can find it, I'm gonna play it, right? But people always want to say we need to unite. We cannot unite if we're not going to unite on principle. There's no need for us to unite with people that, how you going to unite with somebody you don't trust around your children? Right? You see what I'm saying? How are you going to unite with people that you do not trust around your children? You can't unite with no people like that. It's no way possible. You can't unite with people that you suspect of being some perverts, or if you know being some perverts. So the idea that unity is the primary thing, that's false. To be completely honest, brother, you got ripped off. You said, what'd you say? You said it's out. You said it's out on Rumble now? Hold on. Let me okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Is this it? Say, nah, brother, the latest interview is available now on Rumble. Black Nationalist at Ayo Kimathi. That's the Jake Shields one. That's the Jake Shields one. Bro, you got ripped off? Let me know, because I didn't know that. So yeah, brothers and sisters, I guess I'm late to the party. He said it just dropped. So I'm still trying to find. We're gonna read this. We're gonna read this Destruction of Black Civilization. I wish I had a copy of the book, because then I would be able to find it, because I don't think it doesn't appear that the pages in the book line up with this line up completely with this PDF. At least it doesn't look like it now. So we got a view from the motherland. Hold on. Let me check this out. All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. All right, hold on. Yeah, because it doesn't. I'm gonna bring this up because we're gonna read it. Oops. Good. Ugly mugly, I just lost it. I want to fight. And I ain't got nobody to fight. Chapter 13, The Black World at the Crossroads. Hold on, I'm about to bring that up. Can I make this bigger? Some type of way. First of all, why can't I get this just to start right here? All right, I know this makes for bad. This makes for bad TV. Here we go. All right, brothers. This is what I want to get to. I wasn't leaving when I bring up it. You don't read this Destruction of Black Civilization. I don't care what y'all talking about. All right, y'all. Well, how about you make it bigger? DC, how about you make it bigger? Maybe we can see it. All right, y'all see that, right? Chapter 13, The Black World at the Crossroads. Do y'all see that? Let us read together, brothers and sisters, from our Black Bible. Brother Genie used to say. It says, this is Black World at the Crossroads, chapter 13 from Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams. It says, one of the most troublesome facts in the study of history over long periods of time, such as several centuries, is that a truth may slowly emerge, period after period, until it clearly forms itself into a truth impregnable, a fact nowhere explicitly stated as such in the mass of data covered. As one continues to move on down through the centuries, countless events and situations may continue to make supporting additions to what has already been established as an unassailable fact. Yet that truth may be so repugnant, so utterly void of any rational and intelligent reason for its existence, that hardly any historian would wish to state it in his work. Yet, I did just that when I wrote that the whites are the implacable foe, the traditional and everlasting enemy of the blacks. The compelling reason for publicly putting this declaration in its historical context is made clear. The necessary re-education of blacks and a possible solution of racial crises can begin, strangely enough, only when blacks fully realize the central fact in their lives. The white man is their bitter enemy. For this is not the ranting of wild-eyed militancy, but the calm and unmistakable verdict of several thousand years of documented history. Even the case study of 10 black states in this work shows that each and every state was destroyed by whites. Sorry about that. Now, what is Dr. Chancellor Williams saying? He's saying very clearly that there's no need for us to try to integrate. There's no need for us to try to love our enemies. There's no need for us to be chasing after their daughters and have our daughters chasing after their sons. There's no need for us to try to pretend that we love them and for them to try to pretend that they love us. And there's another part in the book where he talks about us coming together to build power so that we can have respect, and then we can have respectful negotiation and dialogue with various enemies. See, that's the part that we're missing in the equation, and that's the part that Dr. King overlooked. If we built power, then we could have respect as equals, right? And that is what Brother Jenny calls, before they straight black private, Brother Chirake, that is what Brother Jenny calls cooperative nationalism. That's what we see going on in the AES. Because again, you don't have to, we're not trying to love nobody. That's about black selves for Black Love Day. We're not trying to love people who have historically been our enemies. But can we work with those people? For example, when you look at Russians and you look at the AES, Russians are, and other than like the people in like Norway or whatever, Russians are the whitest white people on earth. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no way nobody's whiter than Russians. They live in the frozen tundra. You know what I'm saying? They get like 2 months, maybe 3 months of spring and summer, right? Other than that, it's cold, it's white, they cold and white. But we really haven't had any problems with Russians for whatever reason as African people, for the most part. Now, hiding amongst the Russians is some people we have some problems with, but that's another discussion, right? So the people of the AES, right? Baba Traore, Gianni, and Goita are working with the Russians to improve their military technology and improve their internal security. And they have given some resources for that. Do I agree with that strategy? Yes, because unfortunately, no one on the African continent makes weapons. No one on the African continent is allowed to have nuclear weapons because of the Treaty of Pelindaba that I showed y'all about what, I guess back in the summer, that no one knew about. That's why there are no nuclear weapons on the continent, right? So working with people who can upgrade your technology is fine because you're not trying to integrate. You don't see Mr. Goita is not dating Mr. Putin's daughter. Mr. Putin's daughter, Mr. Putin's son is not dating Mr. Gianni's daughter. There's no integration there. They're just two nations working together to strengthen themselves against various enemies. Whether those enemies be, quote unquote, the West, or those enemies be the synagogue of Satan, which really is the West at this point, because the synagogue of Satan has taken over the whole West. So, you know what I'm saying? It's really the same difference, right? But that's what cooperative nationalism is. But when you read The Destruction of Black Civilization, I really only went out like yesterday. I was reading a passage. I was looking for another passage beside this one, because this is the foundational one. And you gotta appreciate this one first. You gotta absorb this one. You gotta accept this one first before you can go to the other one, where he talks about us building amongst ourselves, building a power base, and then being able to respectfully negotiate and work with other people from a perspective of equals in power. But he talks about us having to acquire power first, which is what the AES is doing. They're showing the way for that, right? And so what I find in all these discussions that I hear, about people, black men and black women, and this, that, and the third, and the other, and so forth and so on, and such, and this and that. There's never any discussion about the acquisition of power. And really, that's a discussion that the men should be having. But are we having that discussion? Absolutely not. So I'm gonna leave this up to y'all. We almost got enough people. If y'all want me to play this next video, I ain't gonna tell you what the video is. If y'all want me to play this next video, if I get more ones, then I have to get as many, like half of the number that I see of people up here. I got to get that many ones from different people. So if y'all want me to play this next video, y'all let me know. You can start voting now. If you want to play it, say 1. If not, just, don't. And I'll play it. And if not, I'll close out at the 2-hour mark and we'll be done. So you got, we got 3. We need 5 more. So we shall see. I'll let the time go. So tomorrow, because of the short week, I plan to be back here for another SBL. I'm supposed to be working with Sister Najee to finish up last week's episode. So she hasn't told me that she's not going to be available, but she has not told me that she will. So if she's available, look for the thumbnail and stuff, an announcement around noon. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we 3 short. I don't know. You got rip off. You're gonna have to find 3 people. Tell them get to their phone and vote. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, last week we were talking about. You know what? Black love languages. Yeah, the black people need a new love language. That was last week's show. We didn't get a lot of views last week. I was surprised. So we'll continue that because she wrote up that show. And before they straight Black Friday, Brother Elijah, just let the people know how you felt about yesterday's show. And also, I told the people if they want me to play this next video, I haven't told them what it is. They can vote 1. And if not, they cannot. But yeah, Brother Elijah was there with us yesterday, and his father. So I thank you for coming down with that. And let's see. Rebel Minded talking about MLK. Yeah, MLK. Well, I told y'all before, MLK fell in love with that white woman in college, man. And that was it. So how many we got now? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we are 2 short. So this is what I'm gonna do. Since Brother Elijah just showed up, Brother Elijah, I'm gonna run your commercial. I think what happened to your commercial? I'm gonna run your commercial again, real quick, while they trying to find 2 more ones. I'm giving y'all time. Like really, I should have just closed out and been done with it. But I'm giving y'all time. I'm giving, y'all. I hope I find this commercial real quick and don't just say, "Nah, I'm done." All right. So let's pause real quick. We gonna watch Brother Elijah's commercial. We got more people in here. I don't know where the ones is at. Y'all got, you ain't got much time. So, check this out.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elijah Lewis. I'm coming from you at the Springfield Town Center in Springfield, Virginia for the Fall Expo. But I want to take a minute to tell you about my book, Your Jewels Are in Your Journey, Life Lessons to Reach Your Optimal Self. This book is about giving us the tools we need to be our optimal self as we go about our journey. I tell everybody is that We're all on a journey, so on that journey we learn that life lessons are jewels. The people that we connect with to be better and inspire us along the way are jewels. And above all, you find out that you yourself are a jewel. Because if you don't know who you are, it's hard to know where you're going. So if you're interested in learning more about me and my book or my motivational speaking, I speak on topics such as freedom from life's addictions, the reality of your vision, and many other topics. So if you want more information, go to my website, www.elijahlewis.org. You can get your copies, book me for motivational speaking, and above all, see where the journey takes you. And at the end of the day, may you find many jewels on your journey and continue to be the jewel that you are. Thank you.
All right. Shout out to our brother. Hey, man, support the brother and purchase his book. Now, I got two more. I seen two more ones come in. I suspect somebody, I ain't gonna say who, I suspect somebody, a couple of people have voted from two different accounts, but I'm gonna keep my word. So I'm gonna play the video. All right. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just gonna play the video.
So I feel personally, and we feel, that one of the things, I'm gonna just be completely honest. I'm gonna tell the truth.
Talk.
This is what happens. This is what black people do.
Tell us.
Black people sit around and we have people who work day and night, night and day. They give their blood, sweat, and tears. Sometimes they sacrifice their families. Sometimes they sacrifice their lives. They do everything they can for black liberation. And what happens is a small group of people support them. A small group of people acknowledge their work. A small group of people appreciate them. And then when the person dies, a bunch of Negroes come around and pretend like they was with the person the whole time, that they the person's student, that they the scholar or the expert on the person. And they ain't nothing but some Negroes who trying to monetize and make some money off the person. That's what happens. And then later on, after that, what happens is people who are of the same spirit, people who are the same belief, people who are the same school of thought, they come, they pick up the work, they expand on the work, they use that as a platform and a basis to build institutions and structures. And when they look around at all the people that were supposed to be with the person, even people related to the person, they don't find nobody, so they have to carry on the work by themselves.
It is.
That's how it works.
It is.
So here we are. None of us knew Dr. Chancellor Williams.
Right.
He transitioned when I was about 19 years old. But his book has been life-changing. We call it our Black Bible.
That's right.
And we have built a movement based on some of the principles and teachings that are in this book.
That's right.
Because the simple reality is that when you try to figure out what happened to black people, how did we get here? Why are we in this condition? Why can't we move forward? Why can't we make any progress? Why are we still enslaved?
That's the question.
Why are we doing the same things over and over and accomplishing absolutely nothing?
That's what it is.
We're just like a hamster on a wheel, running but moving nowhere. And when we ask ourselves, why is that? It's because we have not followed the principles that are in this book.
That's right. The lessons.
If we simply implemented the principles that are in this book, worldwide, black people, worldwide, we would improve our condition immensely. But because we refuse to learn the lessons of history, we find ourselves doing the same things over and over.
That's right.
We complain about police brutality.
Yes, sir.
We complain about unemployment.
Yes, sir.
We complain about drug addiction.
Yes, sir.
We complain about having politicians who do nothing for us.
Yes, sir.
We've had these complaints for years. We've had representatives in the Senate in the hundreds.
That's right.
160 years ago. And they were better representatives 160 years ago than these Negroes are today.
Woo! Tell it.
Because you didn't have any Negro politicians in 1872 who were giving money to illegal immigrants.
Woo!
They weren't giving free housing to illegal immigrants.
Uh-oh. Talk.
They weren't co-signing the death and destruction of the black community economically.
Talk about it.
So we have to be realistic. We're actually in a worse position and a worse condition. And yet, some of the solutions that we need are in my head, in this book. And that's why we are here today to honor our great ancestor, Dr. Chancellor Williams.
That's right.
Because we're not going to let his work go to waste. We're not going to let his work be thrown in the dustbin of history.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to let his work be ignored.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to let his work be dismissed.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to let charlatans and fakers try to teach us that we're not African.
Woo!
We're not going to have these bootlegging Negroes try to repackage integration into FBA.
Oh! Come on.
It's not happening.
Uh-oh.
We're not going to let agents of the small hats bamboozle our people into re-enslaving themselves to the most evil people on the planet. It's not going to happen.
Hard.
So that's why we are here today, brothers and sisters. So I thank you all for tuning in, and I will now turn over to our brother, Ayo Kimafi, the irritated Jew.
All right, brothers and sisters. Y'all got the video. You tell me if it was worth your time. So the people who are already members will, because I have all your email addresses, you'll get, and when I finish editing this year's 2025, because I think I got 3 different people film videos. I will get that out to you all. If you want that clip, because that clip is short, just send me an email, or I might put the clip up, because I actually have another version of it that I had saved that I was going to put up, but I never put it up, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Maybe because other people were in it. But yeah, so if y'all enjoyed that, there you go. Oh, I lost my music here and my banner. Don't tell me you ain't got my banner up. But that is a taste of, there we go. That is a taste of what Dr. Chancellor Williams Day is. Brother Jeannie spoke at that one, but he didn't want me to release that video. So if you didn't catch it when it was live on Instagram 2 years ago, you missed it. That's all I can say. So we will be here. We plan to be here tomorrow in about 21 and a half hours or so. Myself and possibly Sister Najee. I don't know if she's here. I haven't seen her. But that is what you saw, really, that spirit. Actually, yesterday was even, it was more fiery than that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. It was Brother Elijah, you tell him. Was it which one was more fiery? What I just showed or this one? Yeah, I'm just, brothers and sisters, I ain't gonna lie to y'all and tell y'all the truth. 2026 will be a crossroads year for me. I will either find my mojo here and continue to do the work here and expand the work here, or it'll be time for me to immigrate somewhere else. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I love my black people here. Y'all know I love the sisters here. Y'all know I love the sisters here. I ain't gonna lie to you. But if the message of straight black love does not find root here because of the forces of evil trying to destroy it, I take it elsewhere. If the message of straight black pride and self-respect and not being N-words and not being, not calling out women B's and H's, that's not going to take root here. We had to take the show on the road. But 2026, man, it's going to be a crossroads year for me. Like I appreciate the love and support that we get, that I get personally for this show and on, on Instagram and in person and at events and stuff like that. But this year is going to be, I think this year is going to be rough, not just for black people. I think it's going to be rough for America, not just economically, but I think if the economics break down the way almost everyone is saying, like a lot of people are saying that the economy the next year is going to be crazy. It's going to make a lot of people, white people, black people, you're going to see a lot of people doing a lot of wild stuff. Because people are already struggling, just being completely honest. In general, like people are already struggling. Like a lot of people struggle. You'd be surprised, man. Like there's a lot of white people struggling. And I living in DC, I didn't think I would see that. Like in DC, like the disparity between the white people that are doing good and the ones that's not is even bigger than it is amongst black people. Like the white people that aren't doing good in DC aren't doing good at all. Like it just as bad as it can get, that's where they at. And the ones that are doing good is comfortable. And it ain't no overlap or interceding in that thing from what I've seen. And it's weird to see. And maybe it's like that because they coming from different, they're not really from here, they're from different areas, and so that's why it is. But I'm saying if they in that shape, we know what kind of shape we in. And these hacks, man, are they just destroying this economy. And they just they taking over everything, and they just economically raping the country. And Trump is up there, he keying it up with them. Even while they quote unquote release the the Epstein files, but they take all the information out that you need to know, or put stuff in there that we already knew. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I'm just letting y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing here, and I want to expand it and make it better. Okay? And there is a way forward to make this much better and to expand it and to go back to the old days of taking the road, which is what I want to ultimately do. But at the same time, if the masses of our people if black women just don't want to love black men because they've been hurt, and black men don't want to love black women because they've been hurt, and black people they'd rather be with non-black people because whatever. If that's, I don't know what the percentages are. I think it's generational, so I can't say what the percentages are of that. But if it gets to that point where that's the norm, where everybody rather be the opposite of straight black pride, hey man, hey, don't want me to say. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. It's possible I may do a Wednesday show. No, not a Wednesday show. It's possible. It's possible I may do it. It's possible I do another show I'm doing one tomorrow. It's possible I do another show later. So we had a lot of people come in towards the end, and I appreciate that. Maybe people got a message late, people got home late, I don't know. But yeah, so if you came in late, go back and watch this. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. If we don't come back tomorrow and finish last week's show, then I'll just come back with an episode of The Center. And we'll talk about what's going on with Black people around the world. And one other thing, real quick, watch out for this stuff. They're making, I figured this, but I wasn't sure. We got to be very careful. This AI stuff is now making up stories of racial hostility and putting it on the internet. And then when you try to look up the information, you don't find the information anywhere. So I suspect that not only are they doing that for Black people, because it came across my algorithm, and then I started trying to look up the information, and then I looked in the comments, and people said, hey, I can't find anything like this anywhere. And then somebody was like, nah, I analyzed it as AI. Watch out for that, because that means if it's happening to Black people, that means that there's some stuff that they're blaming Black people for, and it's on the white algorithm that we don't see. That means the same thing is going on. So there's enough racial animosity and real problems and real things happening to Black people from white people as is. So just be sure to double check when you see something that's like crazy and heinous. Don't spread misinformation, right? So I just wanted to say that because I just saw that today, and I'm not gonna lie, it was so crazy. The only reason I didn't fall for it is because it was so crazy. I was like, there's no way I wouldn't have heard about this on the news or something, or somebody would have told me in person. And that's when I went and looked it up, and I couldn't find no information. All the information was basically from the same social media sites. And that's what let me know. I was like, oh no, this is not a real story. And then somebody's like, nah, this joint AI. So if it wasn't enough trouble in the world, now we got AI out here trying to make racial conflict. And we already know who's behind that, so I ain't got to say it, right? So just be aware. By the way, hold on. Let me see, this is, let me see. I'm gonna let y'all know where y'all get the PDF, but go buy the book from a Black bookstore. But this PDF is from, actually, I don't know what this PDF is from. AYAnetwork.com, Destruction of Black Civilization PDF. So if you want to see what the book says before you buy it, then you can just go to that, right? But buy the book from preferably from a Black bookstore. And I need to find out. I don't know who the money goes to, I guess, other than the publisher. I guess some of the money goes to the family, but I don't even know. I just need to find. That's another thing. That's a whole nother story. I ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, brothers and sisters. Hopefully with Sister Najee, and we can finish up last week's show. So with that, brothers and sisters, again, I'm your host, DC Radical One. You can follow me on Instagram at DC.Radical1, on Twitter at DC_Radical_ONE, on OTW2 at DC Radical1. And you can support via Cashapp, $ DC Radical1. And you can email me at DC.Radical_1 at protonmail.com or straightblackpride_DC.com. And also, you got your Black business owner or small business owner, and you would like your product or service advertised on this show or on the Instagram, because now we're over 10K on Instagram, shoot me an email and we can talk about the price for that. And the price will be determined by the length of time, how extensive you want, and whether or not I have to film your advertisement, or if you have the advertisement ready and I'm just adding it to content and disseminating it. So that's how the prices are determined. So if you're interested in that, let me know, so you can be like Brother Elijah and have your stuff included with SBL Talk. So with that, brothers and sisters, I thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, DC Radical One. With that, I say a BB for ODA and straight black pride.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also follow us on our other social media platforms. On Instagram, we're at dc.radical1. On Twitter, we're at dc_radical_ONE. And the Cashapp is $DC Radical1. Again, thank you for subscribing. A BB for ODA and straight black pride.